It's a shame.
For now that we're waiting for time to get it, you still share the page before.
I don't know how to do that. I'm telling them to go to Arts at Large Facebook. So oh, here we go. Okay. Satnam, good morning, everyone. My name is Anne Koller, and I'll be doing the Free to Feel Art and Yoga class today, provided by Arts at Large for Arts4All. So as we get settled, we're just having people join right now. Just get some art materials so you can get, I have oil pastels and pens nearby. If you have a sketchbook or a canvas, any piece of paper, you can use something that has been used before. Just have it near you. We're going to be doing an art and yoga practice. So we'll be doing some yoga poses and then we'll be going to our canvas. I'll tell you a little bit more in a little bit. So just get settled. Today we're focusing on the element of fire and really uncovering our passion for life. And this is one in a series of 4 classes. 2 are pre-recorded, where we focus on the elements of earth and air and the fire today. And then January 30th at the same time, we'll be doing the element of water. So please tune in if you like this practice, or if you can't join today, tune in on January 30th for the element of water. So the element of fire, has anyone ever felt angry or full of rage or passion or frustration? Raise your hand. Yeah, me too. It happens often, actually. What we need to remember about anger is that it's a transformative emotion. So it tells us what we love, what we're passionate about, what we want to stand for, what is aching to come out of us and be heard, whether it's our creativity, whether it's our voice. And when we stifle that anger because we're afraid it's going to explode, which sometimes it does, and not work with the anger before we act, we really lose the opportunity of connecting with our passion, connecting with what makes us who we are. So today we're going to work with that fire element, that ferocity, that passion, and anger, and see if we can alchemize it into something that moves us forward. Okay? So I invite you to be with whatever you're feeling, whatever comes up in this yoga practice, in this art practice, and really create from those emotions. The way I do art is a process. It's not an end product. So by the end of this class, there's nothing that you have to do. There's nothing that you have to produce at the end of this class to be successful. It's going through the process of listening to your emotions and letting them come out and onto the paper. Feeling them in your body, that's part of where they live. Feeling them in your body and then having them go to the paper through oil pastels, through pens, etc. Today I'm going to be using a yoga practice called Kundalini Yoga. And this yoga was brought to the West in the late 60s by Yogi Bhajan. And I was taught by one of his students, Hari Kar, in New York City. And I was also taught art and yoga practice by Hari Keating in Massachusetts in the East Coast. So I thank my teachers, and I invite you to also thank all your teachers that have gotten you to where you are today. They're special people, whoever they are. They can be your parents, they could be friends, they could be mentors, they could be yogis, spiritual teachers. So we're going to start and open with thanking our teachers. So just rub your hands together. I hope everyone can hear me okay. If you have any comments, you can say them in the chat box, and we have some wonderful people helping us today. And then just press your palms together with your thumbs right at your chest bone and sit up nice and tall. Just kind of relax the shoulders down and just take a nice inhale and exhale. And inhale and exhale. And I want you to just think of all of your teachers and all the wisdom they've brought you. All the people that you love supporting you in where you are and who you are today. Being in gratitude for all the emotions you feel, no matter what you feel. No emotion is better or worse. And I'll just do a little chant to open the practice. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Joining me with the wisdom of my teachers. Joining us as one. Before you open your eyes, I want you to go into your heart through your breath and ask yourself, what am I fired up about? What do I feel maybe a little bit of anger, a little bit of heat in my body about? What am I fired up about right now? And just see how the heart responds. We're going to be working with that question today throughout the practice. So feel free to keep asking that question and listening for the answer. Thank you. So again, make sure you have your canvas. So any piece of paper, it could even be an old pizza box, whatever you have available, just make sure it's near you, because we will be doing the yoga pose and then we'll be going back to our canvas to create. And then any art materials you have at your disposal. I like to use oil pastels. So you can see it maybe in this camera. I like to take the wrappers off. And what's really cool about oil pastels is that you can break them and you can smush them and you can use your finger to blend the colors. And they really allow you to kind of get messy and express, but easy to clean off. Okay. And I like to take the wrappers off so I don't have to spend time in my creative process taking the wrappers off. Cool. Great. I'm just going to open up with a fire poem that I wrote as part of my Free to Feel book. Ignite from the fierceness within, fervor edged with the anxiety and rage of holding back. Don't resist the hotness. Breathe the red into my bones. Curl up in its transformative heat, unveiling what impassions me. I tend to the aching embers to keep a steady blaze, never letting the house burn down. Okay, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to stand up. So I can duck down a little bit. So you're going to bring your feet shoulder width apart. So just kind of in a straight line from your shoulder all the way down, and then just bend the knees a little bit. If you are unable to stand, you can totally do this sitting down, okay? So any of the movements we do today can be modified. I don't know if you want to lift the, yeah, there we go. So keep a nice strong stance, just like your feet are planted in the ground, okay? And just do a few little bounces just to make sure your knees aren't locked out and straight like that. So just a few little knee bounces. Again, if you're sitting down, that's fine. You don't have to do this standing if that's not available to you. Okay? So we're gonna bring our hands into fists right by our side, and we're gonna punch out and back, and then you bring the other arm and back. When you punch out, you're gonna exhale. Okay? You're gonna exhale through the nose, okay? So we're just gonna do that for a little bit, really drumming up some heat and going into any places where we feel angry. So you're gonna look at the horizon. If you wanna bring any ideas or any things to mind, that's okay. And we're just gonna go. Keep it up. Remember, you're exhaling as you punch out. So it becomes like a short, really quick breath, almost like what we call in Kundalini a breath of fire. So it's a really quick breath. It's almost like you're blowing out a candle with your nose. Okay, so just go for it. Just punching into the air straight out. So you don't need to change your hands. They just go straight out. Okay, keep it up. I can't see you guys, but I'm feeling the energy. And you can go really, really fast. Just get going. Remember, we're getting heat in our body. We're accessing our fire. And whether that fire is rage or frustration or anger or anxiety, we're just going to access that. Okay. We're going to go for another 30 seconds. So just go nuts, really nuts. See if you can get a little sweaty, if you can open your pores, access that heat in your body. What are you fired up about? What is keeping you up at night because it wants to be heard inside of you? Inhale, and then reach up to the sky. Hold the arms up, exhale. I'm going to turn the side so you can see me. And you're just going to very gently just lean back, just even if it's an inch, and just you're going to hold this back bend. And close your eyes, keep breathing. Maybe your body starts to shake. That's okay. That's your nervous system coming online. Just breathe here. Open up the stomach where the fire lives. Open up to that transformative fire. Take an inhale here. And exhale, slowly come forward. And just hang here. Just let the shoulders let go. If you're on a chair, just kind of put your chest on your knees. Let your head hang. If you want to do a few nods of your head, like say no with your head or yes with your head. Just keep breathing, nice breaths. See if your back can let you go a little further down. Know that you're safe, you're supported. And then very slowly, just come down into a tabletop. So you're just making a table with your body. So your arms are right, your hands or wrists are right below your shoulders, and your knees are out and your toes are touching. And we're just gonna do what's a little bit of a cat-cow. So you're gonna look up and let your belly hang low, and you're gonna inhale here. Then you're gonna exhale, lift up, look towards your knees. So just do that a few rounds. We're just opening the body. So we're doing cat-cow, lifting up. Last little bit, see how it feels if you go a little faster, using the breath to start the movement. So as you inhale, you lift your head up, exhale, look back down towards the knees. Inhale, then exhale. Come back to seated. Can everyone hear me okay? Let our friends know at Arts at Large if you can't hear me. And now we're going to do our first practice of going to the canvas. So allow what happened in your body in those few movements to come out through your body, in through your hands, onto the canvas. And I'll put a little music on. The musicians in this is myself, Madhu Ansiani, and produced by Praim Singh. So this is your time to create without judgment. Whatever you're feeling to come through the page. See while you're creating if you can connect it to your breathing. So if you can just be aware of your breathing as you're creating.
Don't resist the hotness. 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 Don't resist the hotness.
And play with the paint or the oil pastel, whatever you're using. There's no right answers, right? So there's not a goal right now. We're just kind of letting it unfold. So we're really letting the emotion within be the paint that we're working with.
Ignite from the fierceness within. Fervor edge with the anxiety and rage of holding back. Don't resist the hotness. Breathe the red into my bones. Curl up in its transformative heat. unveiling what impassions me. I tend to the aching embers to keep a steady blaze, never letting the house burn down.
Don't resist the hotness. Don't resist the hotness. Don't resist the hotness. Don't resist the hotness. Breathe the red into my bones. Don't resist the hotness. Breathe the red into my bones. Don't resist the hotness. Breathe the red into my bones. Don't resist the hotness. Breathe the red into my bones. Don't resist the hotness.
Just remembering that question, what am I fired up about? And letting the answer come through the emotion onto the page.
Don't resist the hotness. Breathe the red into my
Sometimes it's fun to try your opposite hand. See what that wants to help express.
Breathe the red into my bones. Don't resist the hotness. Breathe the red into my bones. Don't resist the hotness. Don't resist the hotness. Breathe the red into my bones. Don't resist the hotness. Breathe the red into my bones. Breathe the red into my bones.
So start to make your last little strokes. We're going to be coming back to this. So just start making your last little art strokes or words. It's hard to stop doing art once you get going, right? Okay. And then just put your oil pastel or your pen down. We're going to go to our next pose. Thank you, Diana. Okay, next pose is called the Fist of Anger. So this one is really good to do if you are feeling really angry and you want to work through it and feel better and feel a little more calm. So this one will really help. If you need to kind of wiggle your legs out a little bit before we go into this, if it's a lot of seated for you, feel free to do that. So you're going to put your hands up, almost like you're saying a pledge. And then you're going to bring your thumb right below where your pinky is in Buddhi Mudra. We call it, it's this little mound, right? And then wrap the fingers around. So you're creating a fist. But instead of your thumb on the outside, it's on the inside. Okay, I hope that makes sense. If you have any questions, let Arts at Large or Diana know on the Facebook Live and we'll clarify that for you. So you're just making fists, okay? And then you're gonna go up and around the head. So make sure you don't hit yourself because we're gonna be doing this with the eyes closed. Okay, so we're going up and around and then we're doing a really cool breath. It's like that breath of fire, but it's through the mouth. So if you make an O-shaped mouth, almost like you're sipping through a straw, you're gonna breathe in and out nice and fast through the mouth, okay? So remember, we're accessing anger. We're being with our heat. It's okay. We're safe. And we're gonna just go a little bit crazy, okay? So we're gonna do these fists of anger and we're gonna go for it, okay? I'm gonna put a little bit of music on. We're gonna do this for a few minutes, okay? So try to stay with it. Let the body do it. Here we go. Ready? Close your eyes, keep breathing in and out through the mouth. Really go nuts. It's not forever. What are you fired up about? What do you want to express that you feel that is being held back within you? There's some block, there's something happening that you feel that you can't be fully yourself. Okay? So be with that. What is happening? And feel it in the movement.
Don't resist the hotness.
Don't resist the hotness.
Don't resist the hotness. Don't resist the hotness.
Make sure not to hit yourself.
Don't
Really
resist the
go for it.
hotness.
Stay with it.
Don't resist the hotness. Don't resist the hotness. Don't resist the hotness. Don't resist the hotness.
You can do it. Keep it up. See if you can allow yourself to smile a little bit. You're doing this for your good, for the transformation of anger into passion, into something that is good, that moves us forward. Okay? We're going to do
Ignite.
1 more minute.
From the fierceness within. Fervor edged with the anxiety and rage of holding back. Don't resist the hotness. Breathe the red into my bones. Curl up in its transformative heat, unveiling what impassions me. I tend to the aching embers to keep a steady blaze, never letting the house burn down.
30 seconds. I know you might be tired. Your shoulders
Don't
might ache.
resist the
Just keep
hotness.
going for it. Really fast. Fast as you can.
Don't
Fast
resist the
breath.
hotness.
You're feeling warm. You're accessing your
Don't
fire.
resist the
Keep
hotness.
accessing your fire.
Don't resist the hotness.
Almost done.
To my bones. Don't resist the hotness. Breathe the red into my bones.
And
Don't resist the
inhale.
hotness.
Reach the arms up. Open the fingers like rays of
Don't
sunshine.
resist the hotness.
Pull up from the base of the spine, belly hinge,
Don't resist the
chin in and back. Hold the arms up. Exhale. 1 more time. Inhale up.
Don't resist the
Pull all that energy up that you worked so hard for. You did that for 3
Don't
minutes.
resist the hotness.
Feel that energy that you created.
Don't resist the hotness.
Exhale, release the
Breathe the red
arms.
into my bones.
Just sit for a moment. Let the body acclimate. Feel the heart beating. Any sensations or tingling in the body. That is life force. That is your creativity. That is the source of all creation that you get access to in your body. Nobody else. And when you're ready, open your eyes and go back to your canvas. And just continue in that conversation of what are you fired up about? Breathe the red into my bones. Sometimes I like to close my eyes, see where, and just be led by what my body wants to express onto the page. Sometimes images come out, but I never know when I start what's going to be created, which is really fun. It's like a scavenger hunt within. And I think really true, authentic art really comes from that deep place. That place where you're not judging yourself, where you can just be with how you're doing, how you're feeling, and that it's okay, and that every emotion's okay. So try those different methods. Try the other hand. Try closing your eyes. Sometimes I just pull out a color. I don't know what I'm going to get. And I'm just allowing whatever color comes out to come out. Keep breathing, being with your breath as you create, knowing that everything's okay. And maybe there's an image that starts to come out, you know? This is where I am so far. It almost looks like a funnel. But you never know what it's going to be. And maybe you'll never know. Maybe you know right away.
Don't resist the hotness. Don't resist the hotness.
Just don't resist anything.
Don't resist.
Just open to letting it flow out.
Don't resist the hotness. Don't resist the hotness. Don't resist the hotness. Don't resist the hotness. Don't resist the hotness.
Just take a few more moments to add some things to the page.
From the fierceness within, fervor edged with the anxiety and rage.
And sometimes I'll use like
Don't resist the
a
hotness.
pen or something to
Red into my bones.
take off the color and then reapply with a different color.
Tend to the aching embers.
You can just experiment with oil pastels. That's why I like them so much, because they're very forgiving. You know, it's not like
Don't resist the hotness.
you can make a mistake with them.
Don't resist
I don't think I've never had to erase something of my oil pastel.
Don't resist the hotness.
Okay. So make your final little
Resist the hotness.
strokes.
Don't resist the hotness.
And put your oil pastel or your writing material down. So let's just bring our legs out and kind of stretch the legs. If you're on the chair, maybe just kind of open and close the legs. Reach up and just shake a little bit, because we're doing a lot of sitting. Kundalini yoga is the yoga of awareness. So it's really meant to strengthen the nervous system and open and let the circulatory system work and flow, and the glandular system secrete to really release toxins, to open the body for a good life, for creativity, for flow, for positivity, for happiness. But sometimes that takes a little bit of work, right? So that 3 minutes can feel like a long time, but it's worth it for the benefits. So the last pose we're going to do, before we do another art, a little bit more of our art, and then we'll finish with a meditation, is you're going to interlace your fingers and then just touch the thumbs. So interlace the fingers, touch the thumbs, and you're going to start right at your heart, right at the center of your chest, and you're going to go up and down like this. Again, if you have any questions, Diana is on deck helping out. So this is clearing the way, right? So the fists of anger kind of brought up any anger, any heat that we are feeling. So this is just kind of opening the space in our hearts so we can allow that anger to translate into passion and maybe some ideas of how we want to move forward with positivity. So you're going to inhale as you come up and exhale as you come down. And just close your eyes. Make sure you're sitting nice and tall, lengthening the spine, pulling the chin in and back so you get all the energetic benefits that go all the way up to the top of the head. Just clearing the way. Just that pumping motion. It's almost like you're pumping when you pump a car full of gas, right? You're putting something into it, but you need it to be empty. You need it to have gone down in order to put something in. So we're opening the way. We're opening the way for good things to come. And keep your elbows high. Nice. Let's just go for one more minute. Add a smile on the face. Let the body know that you're okay. The mind just settle down. Add a little smile. It helps. Let's go a little faster. Inhale right at the heart level. Lengthen the spine, pull the chin in and back, pull the belly button in, squeeze up from the muscles from the base of the spine. Just hold the pose, hold the breath for a moment. And exhale and release. And just take a moment with your eyes closed to let that movement kind of sink in and integrate into the system. And then when you're ready, when you feel like you've integrated, then we're going to go back to our canvas. What are you fired up about? What am I fired up about? What has me dreaming about it, staying up late at night, maybe even arguing with people that you love? Sometimes that happens to me. It's just because I haven't fully allowed the emotion to process itself. So sometimes this is a really good way, if you're feeling angry or sad or any emotion that feels uncomfortable, that you express it through art before you do any action. So before you speak to anyone or write an email or make any action, right? So then the anger or the emotion comes out in a way that people can understand. It doesn't mean you have to change how you're feeling. You just give it time to give you information. And keep connecting to your breath as you express. You guys see anything in my drawing? Wonder what it is. So interesting. And if you feel like your drawing is coming to an end, that you see an image, that you feel good about it, sometimes what I do, and I'll show you when we go back to the other view behind me, is I'll ask the image what it wants to tell me, a message from the image, and then I'll write it in the image. So I'm waiting for that message as I'm thinking about what I'm fired up about. So you can do that if you're ready. And there's no right or wrong answer here. All art is beautiful and should be celebrated, especially if it comes from within. My image is starting to give me a message. I'm thinking about a fight I had with someone who I love very much. And sometimes how I want to be right all the time. You know, I want to be right. My view is my view, right? And the message that I'm getting is that being right isn't worth the fight. So how can I let go of having to be right and be in conversation with someone that I love without having to be right, without having to be angry? So let those messages come through. Maybe the messages don't come through, or you want to write it on a different part of the page. So sometimes I'll do the image on one page and then the message on the other page, or like a poem. It's really up to you. It's really, you know, make this your own practice. Make this your own practice. And maybe you see something that others don't in your image. Mine is starting to look like almost like a waterfall of different emotions coming together. At least that's what I see. But maybe someone else sees something different. Maybe Diana, who's sitting next to me, sees, what do you see, Diana? A what? Moving on. I love that. Moving on. Something that is in movement, right? At first I thought, oh, maybe I'm making a funnel, you know, something that's coming through. And now it's like, maybe it's a different iteration, you know? Keep connecting to your breath as you create. I love making the different textures. It's kind of like water dripping. Oil pastels are so fun. It's like a crayon plus paint. Okay, make your final little strokes. All right. So put down your oil pastels or your writing material and just take a moment to look at your art. Just really breathe it in, being grateful for all the messages you're getting. And we're going to do a final little meditation for a few minutes. So this is a meditation for a calm heart. You're going to take your left hand and you're going to put it right at the level of your heart, okay? And then your right hand is going to go up, kind of like that exercise where we were finding the fist. And you're going to just touch your thumb with your pointer finger. So you're going to just touch them together, okay? And the elbows just at the side of the body, okay? So it looks like this. So you're going to close your eyes. Try to relax, close your eyes. You're going to breathe deeply in through the nostrils. Suspend the breath in and really raise the chest. Keep the breath in as long as possible without no passing out, guys. And then exhale smoothly, gradually, and completely. And then once the breath is all the way out, see how long you can hold the breath out. Okay, so we're going to just do this for a few minutes. This is, again, a meditation for a calm heart. So we've looked at our anger. We've had conversations with our fire that's in us. So now we're just going to cradle that fire in the heart. And if you can, close the eyes, but leave it a little slit open, like 1/10. So maybe you can barely see the ground. We're doing this seated, anywhere you're seating. Seated is fine. We're inhaling and holding the breath as long as possible. See if you can float in that shunya, in that 0 point between breaths. Just feeling the calm in your heart. And then exhaling when you need, slowly, completely. Exhale all the way out and then hold the breath out. So don't take the inhale yet until you need. Remember, listen to your body. You don't want anybody to have any pass out experiences. And just continue inhaling long and deep and completely. Suspend the breath for a moment. And then exhale all the way out, gradually, slowly, completely. Just like you're deflating a balloon. So all the air is going out. And then once the air is all the way out, hold it all the way out, just for a moment. And just continue inhaling.
Where in Africa? Because I got friendship first, and I heard you speak Arabic, but you were accent doesn't sound Moroccan. Oh, you know, that's what it says. We're in Algeria. Oh no, I left. I heard it's Moroccan, so I can't know whatever Algerian.
And even if there's sounds in the background, just let that be in the experience. You know, life doesn't slow down for us, right? It's loud and it's smelly and it's crazy sometimes. See if you can find your peace within the storm. In your own heart, this precious heart. And just continue.
In Morocco, but I mean, how long has your king or your president been alive as well?
And let's just do one more round. So inhaling and holding that breath, suspending the breath, staying in that space, and exhale slowly, completely, feeling the warmth of the hand, the palm of the hand in the chest. We're just going to take an inhale nice and strong and exhale nice and strong. 2 more times. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. And just bring both hands, one hand on top of the other, right on the chest, just gently pressing in, feeling the warmth. Can you feel that heart warmth? Can you feel that fire that's in you? Yogi Bhajan said that anger is like, it can burn the house down or it can keep it warm. You can cook with it or it can burn the house down. It's your choice. So see how you can use that fire to cook something with, to keep the house warm without burning everything. Very slowly, you can bring your hands down. So take a moment to either sign your art or date it. I like to date it. And, you can continue after this practice is done, keep going. And I'm giving you a little bit of homework. And that homework is to write about what image came out. So what are you fired about, if you can put it in words? If you want to continue with the image, feel free. But see if you can write something about what you want to express. Who is trying to come through that you feel is not able to? Because we need you in this world. We need you in this world, and we need you to be fully activated as you, because there's only one of you in this whole world. We only get one of you. So we want you to be activated. I'm going to close with a poem. This is from Free to Feel, my book of poetry, from the Fire chapter. It's called Nurturing the Nurturer. The nurturer takes time to be nurtured. Her inner voice screams out, no longer able to silence itself for her comfort. Her freedom tied to the listening of the inner scream. Let it be heard. Let it exist within. The fear, the anxiety, the pain, the discomfort, while remembering what has existed within for lifetimes: love, kindness, compassion, joy. Darkness cannot exist without its opposite. So while there is darkness, there is also light. Be curious of the unknown spaces in the once dark places. Feel fully the need to jump out of your skin, then choose to be in your skin. Sit down to chat with all your emotional guests, knowing not one has power over the long-standing resident of love. Remember who and whose you are, that God would never entrust you with something not yours or beyond your capacity. We are so blessed to have you. You are never alone, ever. Thank you so much for our practice today. May you be blessed. May you be at peace, and may you be safe and healthy. Sat Nam.